In the bustling city of Oakwood, where buildings brushed the sky and the scent of street food mingled with the sounds of laughter, lived Tia, a spirited 12-year-old girl with an adventurous heart. Tia loved exploring the vibrant neighborhoods. But there was one place she adored above all: the tiny, eclectic cafe on Maple Street known as the Whimsical Spoon. Every Saturday, Tia would visit the cafe to indulge in her favorite treat, Tofu Delight, a rich, velvety dessert made from silken tofu, chocolate, and a hint of vanilla. The cafe was owned by a kind, elderly woman named Mrs. Winslow, who had an uncanny knack for making everyone feel special. Mrs. Winslow often said, "Good food warms the heart, and the right company brings joy." One crisp autumn Saturday, as golden leaves danced in the breeze, Tia entered the Whimsical Spoon with a smile. The cafe was alive with the sounds of clinking cups and soft chatter. She settled into her favorite corner table, where sunlight spilled in through the window, creating a cozy glow. "Good morning, Tia," Mrs. Winslow called, her silver hair tied back in a loose bun. "The usual?" "Yes, please. I can't wait to taste the Tofu Delight," Tia replied, her eyes sparkling with anticipation. As Mrs. Winslow prepared the dessert, Tia gazed around the cafe, her mind wandering to her dreams of adventure. She loved to imagine herself as an explorer, discovering hidden treasures in distant lands. But today, a flicker of something else caught her eye. A small, fluffy kitten peeking out from under a nearby table, with its soft white fur and curious blue eyes. The kitten was irresistible. Tia slid off her chair and approached it slowly. "Hey there, little one," she whispered, extending her hand. The kitten mewed softly and sniffed Tia's fingers before nuzzling against her palm. "You're so cute. What's your name?" Tia asked, but the kitten didn't answer. "Ah, I see you've found Tofu," Mrs. Winslow said, setting the dessert down in front of Tia. "He's a little rascal, always getting into trouble." "His name is Tofu?" Tia laughed, glancing at the dessert in front of her. "What a coincidence. I love tofu." Mrs. Winslow smiled warmly. "Tofu here needs a good home. I've been trying to find him one. He's a spirited little guy." Tia's heart raced. She'd always wanted a pet, but her parents had never agreed. "Can I hold him?" she asked, her voice barely containing her excitement. "Of course." Mrs. Winslow handed the kitten to Tia. Tofu purred contentedly in her arms, and Tia felt an instant connection as she savored her Tofu Delight, the creamy texture dancing on her tongue. She realized that Tofu the kitten was more than just a name. It was a sign. "What if I take care of Tofu until you find him a permanent home?" she proposed, her mind racing with possibilities. Mrs. Winslow considered it for a moment, then nodded. "That sounds perfect, Tia. He could use a little adventure too." From that day on, Tia and Tofu became inseparable. They explored the city together, going on little adventures through the parks and alleyways, with Tofu riding in Tia's backpack, peeking out curiously. Tofu brought warmth and laughter to Tia's life. And as autumn turned to winter, the little kitten became more than a temporary companion. He became family. One snowy afternoon, as Tia played in the yard, she felt a wave of happiness wash over her. She glanced at Tofu, who was playfully batting at the snowflakes falling around him. In that moment, she understood that true adventures weren't just about exploring distant lands, but about finding joy in the unexpected, like a little kitten named Tofu who had captured her heart.